Hello there. Control your insolence and concentrate. It's time for Most Things Kenobi.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Most Things Kenobi, a podcast about Obi-Wan Kenobi and all things Star Wars. I'm your host, Leanne.
And I'm your host, Lauren.
Before we get started, we're going to do a little shout-out moment, and we're also going to read two of the reviews that we have on Spotify, or is it Spotify and Apple?
These are from Apple. Spotify, you can't write a review. You can only leave.
Oh, that's right.
I have to say, we have quite a high rating on Spotify, so thank you very much
We do.
to everybody. And
yes.
We do everywhere, but Spotify in particular is very high.
Yeah, and we wanted to incorporate this going forward to really highlight our fans and those who listen and to thank them in just a little way.
Exactly.
And so we'll start with the shout outs. We have two new patrons.
Yes.
And we actually, in our last patron Zoom call, we got to meet one of them. And that's Max. So, hey, Max.
Hi, Max.
You passed the Obi-Wan litmus test on the call, so you're already awesome. And Manda, that's our second shout out. We have not met you yet, but you must be awesome because you're a fan.
Because you're here and we love you.
Yes.
So thank you very much for supporting the show, for coming into the community. We're really excited to have you guys join us, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the content we're putting out. Let us know. Give us some feedback over on Patreon. We love to hear from our Patreon members. You guys are the best.
Yeah, and you guys come up with awesome ideas for episodes, and we're always open to them. Because me and Lauren, we'll ramble about anything. So if you can keep us focused, kudos to you.
That's true.
And we have two reviews for the podcast from Apple that we're going to read. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go first or shall I go first?
You can go first. We have an older one and a newer one, so you can read our vintage. I can't believe we've been doing this for 4 years. When I saw
that's crazy.
That blew my mind. I can't believe we've...
It really doesn't feel like 4 years. That's a long time.
I know. It doesn't feel like that long.
No, and it's still fun, and that's why.
Yes.
That's why.
It is still fun, and I think that's part of the magic, yeah. It has to stay fun, otherwise, who wants to do it if it's not fun?
Exactly. So, our first review that we're going to read on this episode, or this week's installment, is titled, I Have a Good Feeling About This. And this is a vintage one. This is a vintage review. And it's from Stormy Weather 23. You know who you are. And it says, loving this podcast already. You can immediately sense the passion for Star Wars these women share, and it's so great hearing how that fandom brought them together as space twins. Parenthesis, love that term, by the way, end parenthesis. The knowledge and enthusiasm they both have for a galaxy far, far away will certainly make this an exciting adventure to follow. Well, Stormy Weather 23, I hope you're still following this adventure. I think you probably are. And in many ways, I'm sure. But we thank you for your support, honestly. And I hope you still have a good feeling about this 4 years later.
Yes.
And what do you have?
I have one from July, semi-recently, from Hocus Pocus Fan 123.
Woo!
Same here.
Yes.
This one is titled Very Fun Podcast with 2 exclamation points.
Ooh.
I found this podcast not too long ago, and OMG, I cannot, in all capitals, stop listening.
I love that.
Lauren and Leanne, you two are so funny, and I applaud you both for all the hard work you put into this project. Keep up the great work. That's really nice.
That's really nice.
It is hard work, so thank you.
Really, and Lauren puts a lot of Lauren puts in all of the artwork and animated stuff and YouTube stuff because that's kind of her bread and butter. So
yes.
she does a lot of good for this show. And so thank you to everyone. really.
Yes.
We had one vintage one and one recent one, and we love it.
Thank you very much. Feel free to go over to our Apple, Apple Podcast account and leave us a review. We might read it on an episode. Otherwise, we always really appreciate even the star reviews that we get on Spotify as well. So thank you to everybody who
thank you.
puts in that extra effort for us. We appreciate you.
And now on to what we are going to discuss this week, which is we are revisiting a very early vintage topic, if you will, in the show.
Yes.
And that is Clone Wars, a kid's show?
Question mark? As we
Question mark.
said in our very first installment of this.
We meant to come back to this a lot sooner, and then, like, things happened. Like, shows happened, and movies happened, and...
life happened.
Celebration and life, and so here we are.
Did you go back and listen, by chance?
I didn't. Should I have? I can't go back and listen. It makes me feel weird.
It's weird. We sound weirdly younger, which, how is that possible? But also, like, we're very polite and careful in ways that we aren't anymore, which I really like.
Interesting. Maybe I should go back and listen. I don't know. That's going to make me feel weird.
Yeah.
It's like listening to your past self, which is weird.
Yeah, I think it was our 4th episode, 4th or 5th. I can't remember now, but it was, that's cool. It was cute. We were still feeling out how to do a podcast at the time, but it was pretty good. I have to say, for people who have no experience in this, we, from day one, have always said, if we're not going to do it all out, why do it at all? So
that's the truth. I think we've represented.
I think so, yeah. I'm really excited to hear your choice.
Oh, I was going to text you. So as usual, listeners, we have not told each other what we're picking. So we may have picked the same thing. We may not have. But I was going to text you, Lauren, today because I was nervous if I picked the same thing. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if I do. We can talk for however long we want about the same exact topic if we picked it.
This is true.
And so, yeah.
Well, that's always a risk when we do these, like, when we don't tell each other ahead of time. It's always a risk we're going to pick the same thing. Where if you hang out on our Patreon soon, you're going to see something that happened recently where we did just that.
It's so good, though.
It's so unprompted, and we did the exact same thing. It was hilarious.
I can't wait to hear the reviews on that one.
Yeah, same.
So, how do you want to attack this?
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I don't know, because mine's heavy.
So
how heavy
is mine? Why don't you go first? You go first. I'm excited.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. I want to talk about Rush Clovis. I warned you.
I'm ready because this guy is a hot mess of a character, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I went back and revisited the season 5, right? It's season 5. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do the earliest Rush Clovis, because me and you were talking loosely about maybe doing an episode on the show about just that one episode in Clone Wars. I'm talking about the escalation between Anakin and Rush and then the fallout with Padme, because all of that is beyond a kid's show.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
These are deep, heavy hitting topics that I think even as a teenager, I would have squirmed a little bit watching this, because I squirm now.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. And to the show creators, the artists, the script writers, the voice actors, everyone involved, I get why they did it. Because Darth Vader didn't come from nothing.
Right.
And we're getting to the point where Anakin is almost to Revenge of the Sith. So there has to be an escalation.
Yeah.
But the way they did it, and I think my biggest problem isn't so much Rush Clovis and Anakin, it's Padme. Like,
really?
My issues, are with how they interact with Padme and how Padme interacts with them.
Interesting.
Maybe because I'm a female, I don't know. But my most uncomfortable part of the entire Clovis versus Anakin thing is the Padme interaction. So that's what I kind of want to focus on, because that is beyond kids show.
I can't wait for you to elaborate. I don't have a lot of memory about this episode except like some of the violence in it. And there's a scene in a cell that I remember being super uncomfortable watching because there's like some weird ideas being thrown around in there.
Well, there's... yes. So it all precipitates, for anyone who's not seen it or needs a refresh, Rush and Padme have this, like, undercover thing happening for the greater good, right? She's going undercover, and it starts many seasons back, and then there's the season 5 multi-episode showdown between him and Anakin, and it precipitates from Clovis kind of telling Padme that he knows that she has feelings for Anakin, and she denies them, and she's afraid he finds out, and he says, well, if you don't have feelings for him, then you won't mind if I do this. And he like sweeps her up into his arms and goes to kiss her, and her words were literally, no, Clovis, no. Okay?
Oh my God.
You could stop right there. And like, not a kid's show.
Yeah.
But then Anakin walks in, and that's where the real issue surfaces in the violence that occurs. He just goes for it. Just full on slaps, like literally the metal hand. He force chokes. He throws him across the room. There's all kinds of like match shit between Clovis, like, oh, fight without your lightsaber, and so Anakin does, and it's like, it's gross.
Yeah.
And then there's Padme saying, stop it, and Anakin says, you don't have a choice in this. You don't have a say in this. Okay.
Wow.
It's so bad.
Oh, that's worse than I remember.
It's so bad. So we're taking the female out of this equation and telling her, number one, Clovis was gonna, she said no, and he was gonna just ignore her lack of consent.
Yeah.
And then she's trying to get these two men to stop acting like absolute morons, and Anakin has the audacity to say, you don't have a say in this.
That is...
Talk about removing a woman's anything from this. I can't.
Yeah, that's gross. One of the things I hate most in storytelling is when a man tells a woman what she thinks or believes. Like, I can tell that you have feelings for me. That approach where a man tells a woman he can tell she has feelings for him, whether or not it's true, I always hate that. It's in so many films that come to mind right away to the top of my head, and it's always gross. It's so frustrating.
And the thing is even if Padme, let's pretend Padme's wrestling with something and she does have feelings for Clovis. She could turn around and say, I no longer feel that way and I don't want this to happen. And he should still acknowledge and respect her decision to change her mind.
Yes.
Consent on anything can change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right up until the last minute, you can change your mind. This is crazy for a kid's show. So I said, I'm going all the way in with this. I'm going straight to the Clovis. Because this fight has everything. Non-consensual tension, non-consensual fighting, male matches, breakups, violence. What else? It's terrible. And it's not a kid's show.
Well, like Anakin completely not trusting Padme, acting out of jealousy, and treating her like he owns her.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's gross.
Yeah, I remember watching that episode the first time and hating the way I felt watching it. It's
a little slimy and crummy and gross.
Well, like, we give them the benefit of the doubt as that's how we're supposed to feel, right? Watching it, I guess.
Yes, because again, Anakin has to get from killing that village to save his mother to Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
And so there's an escalation in the war, There's an escalation. This is after Ahsoka leaves, so he's questioning everything. This is after Rako Hardeen. Harko Radeen. That's his drag name. It's Rako Hardeen. And then all of this stuff is leading up to this. So honestly, we're at a point with Anakin where he literally says, I think he voices it. He's like, I don't know something in me just snapped which abusing language right there. Like that's, so Padme breaks up with him or says they shouldn't see each other for a while. And it's left at that until Clovis, he's gone.
Yeah.
He lets go of, they're hanging off that ledge and he lets go and he makes the decision for them. I don't know. But like, then everything's just like magically okay. But Padme utters the words, I don't feel safe anymore.
Yeah.
And that really drives home how heavy of a topic this is. Because if you think about her crying, she's pregnant. I'm talking about like Revenge of the Sith, right? She's crying, she's pregnant, she has to make this decision. Anakin's already turning. Obi-Wan tells her and has that conversation with her. And she goes to try one last time. She knew then.
Yeah. Yeah, she already knew. Yeah.
I think there's a part of her. I don't know. I don't know. But when you look at it from a point of view of what we know about Revenge of the Sith, and then you have this added piece from Clone Wars, very heavy added piece. She doesn't feel safe around him, and he's just done what he did at the temple. And her and Obi-Wan try to go save him. Is she really trying to save Anakin, or is she trying to save what little is left of him for the sake of her kids, for the sake of Obi-Wan and their friendship?
Yeah.
Because I can't believe that she would think, like, I want to save this man and I will fix him. She had to have known that it was beyond repair at this point.
Well, this is a woman who knew he killed a village of people, correct? And still chose to be with him. So,
right.
She
has a heart of gold. She wants to stick up for people and save people and help people. It's in her blood, right? But at what cost? And I'm not blaming her. Yeah. I'm just saying she had to have known at some point it wasn't going to get better.
Yeah. Do you feel like this episode arc is also trying to lay the groundwork of the escalation that takes place very quickly in Revenge of the Sith? Like, from Anakin immediately assuming that Padme and Obi-Wan are a thing. I do think he comes home and he says, Obi-Wan was here. Like, what was he doing here? And then to escalate to quickly trying to kill her once he sees Obi-Wan. And do you think they're just trying to tie this together, that jealousy was already embedded in him?
How could Anakin think that Obi-Wan would want Padme? It's so crazy.
No.
It's crazy.
Especially since he did know about Obi-Wan and Satine and how Obi-Wan handled that. Why would he suddenly have an affair with Anakin's wife, which he knew Anakin and Padme were together?
Well, the paranoia was planted. The seed of that was planted in this arc.
Yeah.
Because Padme physically turns away from him and says, this whole relationship is based on lies and secrecy.
Yeah.
Which is probably what caused Anakin to think, oh, more secrets, more secrecy, more lies. What have you been keeping? He's gone by this point.
Yeah.
The Jedi Order has lied to him. The Republic has been lying to everybody. So what more would it take for him to think that Padme, too, was just lying to him again?
Yeah. It's so sad to see a person
crazy.
Yeah, like who's lost their grip on truth and reality that much. How do you get them back,
It's right where Palpatine wanted him. Mm-hmm. He needed this man to snap, and there he went. I mean, he was all in. Which defeats the point of him wanting to save Padme from death.
I know.
It's just so crazy.
It's like a snake eating its own tail when you start to look at Anakin's motivations. It kind of like, he's like, I hate you. I don't trust you. I must save you. It's like, you have lost your mind.
It's truly crazy. It's crazy.
The poor soul.
But really, put him up against Darth Maul. Also lost his mind and was crazy. So there's probably an element needed to turn over to the dark side that completely. Like that totally.
Well, and they both were Palpatine's apprentice. So maybe that's the common denominator, that if you get too close to that man, you will lose your mind, because he takes such sadistic joy in twisting people's realities.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I know I've strayed so far down the timeline away from Rush Clovis, but really the point of all of this, it's not a kid's show in the way that they're handling very adult topics.
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, there was no blood on him, though. He just had a bruised eye. I don't think there was blood. I don't remember. It was just, he got hit in the face 400 times by a metal hand, and all he had was a black eye. No problem. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, they can't ever show any realistic kind of violence, because you get hit in the head one time and you might die.
Yeah.
That in movies, people get punched over and over. I know a person who got punched once and did almost die. Like, it's not the same as as real life, especially not in a kid's show. But it's funny that they'll like walk that line of staying, not too inappropriate, but then go really far off into the weeds with some of the other stuff. It's kind of
really something.
It's what makes it great also at the same time.
Really. Yeah, I mean, it's gritty, this whole thing with Clovis, and the fact that they revisit it from earlier seasons. He's a mainstay in like the conflict that Anakin has to deal with.
Well, and even that early episode with them is it season 2, I think?
I think so.
There is stuff in that episode that is kind of like, this is a little much for little children. Like, Padme's kind of getting caught into a sex trope here.
There's a lot with that. But
yeah.
Yeah, that was mine. I went really heavy, but that's the one that really stands out to me of like, whoa.
Yeah. No, it's a good choice. Honestly, it is. It's a very heavy, very mature topic that they handled it. I mean, I guess you could say they handled it well, but those episodes make my skin crawl, which is one of the reasons why I do not watch it very often.
And I mean, rewatching it, the stuff with Padme really, that made my skin crawl. More than I'm not discounting the violence, but it's more than the punching and kicking and name calling and taunting and all this stuff. It's her being dismissed and then her saying that she doesn't feel safe with the man she loves. That's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Not a kid show. What's yours? I'm curious. Is it the same thing? Did we pick the same thing?
We did not pick the same thing.
Oh, good. Okay. Excellent.
Which is really surprising. I'm picking a particular moment in the episode Revenge, actually.
Oh, that's a good one. Any moment in the episode Revenge would do.
Equally.
What's your moment?
Equally dark, and it's the part where Maul grabs Obi-Wan by the face.
Oh, we always talk about this.
Yeah, I know, but like, if you really, well, first of all, the whole like setup where Obi-Wan lands on, I think it's Felucia. Is it Felucia or Redonia? I can't remember. Wherever he goes. Mm-hmm. There are, if you look closely, and like the first time I watched it, the color gradation was different on my television, and I have a way better TV now, and it's a little bit lighter. Oh. There are bodies everywhere.
Oh, no shit.
There's like dead people. You can see drag marks in the dirt, like they've been dragged up the street, dead. There's people hanging out of windows. Like,
oh my God.
It is gruesome.
Not a kid show.
Not a kid show. And there's that droid like bouncing off the wall like in a horror film that Obi-Wan puts out of its own misery.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's awful. But anyway, the part where Maul grabs Obi-Wan by the face and then says, "I will make sure you stay awake long enough to feel every single cut. Your death will be beyond excruciating. You will suffer as I have suffered."
Damn.
Not a kid show.
Not a kid show.
First time I heard this, I was like, he's talking about torturing a person and like making sure they stay awake while they're being tortured. I was like, this is horrific.
I mean, when you lay it out like that, brutal.
And they're face to face. Maul is holding a lightsaber to Obi-Wan's face, not even like to his neck, like he's gonna burn his face off. And they have this really extreme close-up, so you know it's like a hyper-emotional situation for Maul in particular. It's just on his eyes, and his like eyes are all bloodshot, and you can see like just a little bit of Obi-Wan's face, and his eyelashes are like twitching because he's trying to get away. It's just like,
God.
The whole setup, I think when I first watched it, it's like you get so swept up in the moment because it's kind of a crazy, intense moment. Yeah. But the things they're saying and the implication of the whole scenario is so not something you would find in a kid's show.
Is this before? No, this is wait. Is this before or after? You know how Maul has that like weird, like that art of Satine in his room?
Oh, this is before that.
This is before that. Okay, because he has tendencies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a little creepy.
A little sadistic.
He's got us. Yeah, I think he has like a streak. Like he's playing it off as revenge, but he is definitely taking pleasure in it. And Mother Talzin is like encouraged it, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, that's true. She knows Obi-Wan.
She does. They've been face to face multiple times. And there's this weird dynamic between them all because apparently she used to study with Palpatine. Like she was learning from Palpatine. And he was just using her to gain knowledge and then stole her son. Because Maul is her son. And so she hates Palpatine. But she also like was face to face with Obi-Wan, who actually killed Maul, who is her son. So she doesn't mind probably that Maul wants revenge.
Yeah, I always think of her like not an unbiased, but kind of an outside influence on things, where she'll allow things to happen, but she's not really controlling it. But
she won't intervene if she can see something is going to end badly. She'll let it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just let it happen. Yeah. Doesn't really matter what party, that kind of thing.
Exactly. She feels no obligation to intervene on people's behalves unless they're like her night sisters. And even then,
correct.
Not
even
always.
Then, even then.
Yeah. Yeah. So
he takes great pleasure in cutting people and making sure they stay awake throughout the entire thing. That's really
which is
up.
Not what Obi-Wan did to him. But I'm sure, like, living in a trash heap for 15 years didn't feel super great and having to build himself a little spider body. Like, if we're going to do an eye for an eye, he should cut Obi-Wan in half.
I should have cut you off at the neck.
Yeah, I just, the dialogue in the sequence is still, like, one of my favorite things ever. But, so, like, if you kind of just take the scenario, it's super dark. Like, the whole point is that they capture Obi-Wan, put him on a ship with the intention of, like, flying off where no one can find him so they can torture him to death slowly. Like, what would have happened if Ventress didn't arrive?
Which is ironic that it's Ventress. I understand it becomes entertaining.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's the keeping him awake part that really gets to me.
Right? It's so premeditated and if I had like a little child watching that, I would be like,
Right?
fast forward.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's marked by the very personal way that he is face to face. Like, when you're that close, it's personal. So he means it.
Yeah.
I wonder if Obi-Wan felt, like, did he feel fear in that moment? Or did he just think, like, oh, he's so full of shit, this guy? Like, I could see where he could think both.
I think he was feeling fear. I would guess so. I mean, there's 1 second. Their cuts between the shots are really, really fast. You don't have much time to, like, evaluate, emotions.
Yeah.
But there's one shot of him with Maul, like, holding his face, with the lightsaber to his face, and he's trying to, like, push Maul's hand away, and they show the front of his face, and it's so freaked out. He's, like, twitching and, like kind of had this look of disgust on his face, but also, like, he's trying to, like, take in the information and keep a lightsaber from burning his face off at the same time. So it's just a lot happening in his world right then.
There's always a lot going on in Obi-Wan's world. And it usually involves Maul.
Well, and, like, this is one of my favorite moments, if not my favorite moment from the whole show, because of this, because of, like, the levels that are going on, and then it turns into this awesome, bantery duel with him and Ventress, and it's really entertaining. But if you kind of remove that and just look at the setup, it's f***ed up, dude. And I have to laugh because it makes me wonder if, like, the writers were forced to pare it back to this, like,
ooh, that's a good idea too. I wonder.
They've implied in other episodes that they'll have an idea and bring it, and George Lucas is like, no, you gotta, like, cut it back to this part of the story. Like, we don't want to push too far, so I don't know.
Do we ever get any other technically torturous moments in Star Wars? We get the stuff where the Jedi are, like, kind of subdued, excuse me.
Yeah.
Their powers are subdued through, like, the electrical handcuffs, and people are getting shocked left and right. They're electrocuted and stuff. But
yeah,
there isn't, like, a moment where there's marked torture.
There's one. Well, actually, in Nigeria, Obi-Wan is actually tortured.
Oh, God, obviously. You're right.
He's
Hello.
getting whipped in
God.
that. Well, and actually,
how could I forget?
I was going to say, I think he has a couple of times. But there's a Jedi that gets tortured to death in Grievous Intrigue. Isn't it? No, it's not Grievous Intrigue, although Master Koth is tortured in that. It's the one where Cad Bane is looking for the list of kids. It's season 2.
I almost went with that episode. Moments in that episode. I almost did that.
There's so many. Honestly, we could do this series for a long time, like Not a Kid Show, because there's so many instances where they pushed the envelope a bit. But yeah, on Anakin, I guess, kind of gets shocked and tortured by Dooku a little bit in the Gungan scenario, whatever that one was.
Oh, yeah, but that one, I love that one, though. I love that one.
No, I'm not complaining.
Oh, I know, but I did ask the question. I should stay focused. You're right. If anyone's capable of doing it, it's Maul. Without a blink of an eye. He would not even hesitate.
He wouldn't hesitate.
He loved watching Obi-Wan see Satine die. And he took great pleasure in that, but I think he got distracted and things happened and everyone had to move on. But, like, he didn't quite get the reaction out of Obi-Wan that he wanted, but he did get, like, some reaction.
Yeah, true. Well, and he wanted to just imprison him after that, so he had to live with it. And it was like, you picked the wrong Jedi. He was over it in, like, 15 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Totally. I mean, he'll carry it. He'll carry it his entire life, but he's gonna move on. He's got other shit to do. That's Obi-Wan.
That's the way he is, as we've talked about, like, many times in this show. But I don't know. It's a really small moment, so it's not like a huge implication of anything much bigger. It's just one of those moments where it stopped me in my tracks when I was watching it the first time. It's like, And it comes shortly after the Zygerian arc, so it's just, I think even
double whammy.
James said something about how he made some comment in season 3, and then they paid him back by making Obi-Wan just kind of like suffer all of season 4.
Obi-Wan really needed that nap after that season.
Exactly.
I mean,
he spent like half the season just doing Obi-Wan sound effects of him getting punched in the face, having no dialogue at all.
Oh, God. He got beat up in the Zygerian arc.
He did. That was actually my choice for the original Not a Kid Show.
Oh, we won. We had questioned. That's okay. That's a good one. I mean, all angles of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gruesome, but this is so personal. It's so like the violence is so personal, and I guess they kind of shuffle off of it by having the little tongue-in-cheek conversation with Ventress. But
yeah, they do pivot. Yeah, so there's some relief, and no one's thinking about it for very long, but still.
Yeah, but they went there, and there's more. Like there's more in that episode. You know, about how Obi-Wan gets angry and all of that. But I think it would be fun to do the revenge and, is it Revival? Is that the one that comes after? One is the end of season 4 and one is the beginning of season 5. So I always kind of like get the names mixed up. But I think those would be fun to do at some point in the future. But yeah, that's my choice. I thought it was very dark.
Not a kid show.
Yeah.
Very dark. Not for kids. Not great. For adults either. Very dark,
but also very well done.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Our question to you for this episode is, what are some moments that you think are definitely not kids show moments in the Clone Wars?
You have lots to pick from.
Yeah, very many to pick from. So we're curious what comes to your mind when you think, not a kid's show. Let us know on social media, on our website, or on Patreon.
And join us next time. We are going to talk about Dark Jedi. I'm really excited to talk about this. I want to learn all about the Dark Jedi. We've already done an episode about the controversial gray Jedi, so we figured we'd go one darker and see what is the dark Jedi and who would qualify as one. So join us back next time for that.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Most Things Kenobi podcast. If you would like to support the podcast by becoming a patron, head over to the Most Things Kenobi Patreon. You can also interact with us on our social media platforms, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, and Threads. And don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast player. If you enjoy our podcast, feel free to rate us on Spotify and Apple. And if you need one place to find all of these, head over to mostthinkskenobi.com.
So, until next time, my space twin, may the Force be with you.
Always.